Now, breaking news on forests. In the past half hour, it's been confirmed the government will not sell off the public forests in England.
The plans to do so prompted a public outcry and forced a U-turn. The independent panel looking into the issue has concluded that forests should be protected for dog walkers and nature lovers, and that more forests should be created. Well, Jeremy Cook is in the forest for us. It's the Forest of Dean this morning, Jeremy. This will be very welcome news for all those people so angered by that early announcement. Well, it looks beautiful down there. Thank you very much.
Coming up, BBC News Channel will bring you the latest news from home and abroad.
But here in breakfast, Madame Butterfly, La Boheme, and now Swindon, the opera. Coming up later, time now to get the news, travel and weather where you are.
See you in a moment. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Susanna Reid.
Our main story this morning, the former chief executive of Barclays, Bob Diamond, faces a grilling from MPs on the Treasury Select Committee this afternoon. Mr
Diamond will have to... Our political correspondent Carol Walker is in Westminster.
The Ministry of Defence is assessing whether to resume the search for two RAF airmen who are missing after two tornado jets crashed off the north coast of Scotland.
A review of children's heart surgery in England is expected to say that up to 4 hospitals across the country will have to stop carrying out operations. Surgery at a unit...
After centuries of searching, scientists have revealed a major breakthrough this morning. They believe they've discovered the fundamental building block of the universe, the elusive Higgs boson particle.
Yes, researchers were...
It's claimed the number of people making a personal injury claim after a car accident in the UK has gone up, even though the number of crashes has gone down. A new report by...
And a painting by the artist John Constable has sold at auction in London for almost £22.5 million.
Yes, it's called the...
And to whom was it sold? We don't know. He's anonymous. He or she, they're anonymous. Those are the main stories. 8:33, here's what's coming up on Breakfast. We're going to find out how smartphone and tablet apps has the most extraordinary childhood and upbringing, and his first job as a guitarist was with Sesame Street.
Now there's a turnaround.
There we go. Sally's at Wimbledon with the sport. Morning, Sally.
Thank you very much.
Now, these days, there are tens of thousands of apps available for smartphones, tablets, computers, some of them useless, some of them useful, many of them useful, and some of them life-changing.
Yes, for one young girl with autism, they could be really helpful. Our correspondent, Rory Catherine-Jones, went to find out how this mobile technology is transforming the time she spends at school. It's fascinating seeing Ruby using the technology, isn't it?
We've got it here, and we're also joined by Bev Evans. People criticise these kind of computers, smartphones, for stopping children communicating.
Yeah.
But in these circumstances and for these children, it's a communication lifeline.
This is right, and...
The icons and how Ruby or a child like Ruby might use it.
OK, lots of children in grids of words that the child would want to use to ask.
And so, but presumably it requires certain communication skills to begin with, doesn't it?
Communication aid, a conventional one, what is that? What would that... Presumably as well, a child who has learning difficulties, this is a universal, which, I mean, as in children who don't, well, possibly, it can draw them together. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, it's something that a child could be using who needs to use it, but it would also be of interest.
Yes.
It could maybe be, it almost brings a social element to it as well.
That's right.
If you want to know more, you can find out more from our correspondent, Rory Catherine-Jones, about how technology is helping people with disabilities on our website.
Carol's going to help us with this morning's weather forecast. 22's coming up, which is a fantastic prospect to have on the horizon. But I want to ask you, at what point did we decide that this summer is a write-off?
More about that later. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Carol, thank you very much.
Thanks, Carol. Time now is 8:51. Question for you that's occurred to me.
Yeah?
Why did Pavarotti never sing about Swindon?
He missed a trick.
Why did he not do that?
And now somebody has filled in the gaps. It's a bit grey, it's full of roundabouts, but its creators, Swindon the opera that is, hoping they can overturn the town's bad reputation. Our arts correspondent, David Silato, has been to have a look and a listen.
Is Jenny Eclairs here now?
And now that's being put right. And this is another mystery for you. A woman lying in a coma, knocked down by a motorbike. She's carrying a box of vanilla slices. What's that about,
That
Jenny?
sounds great.
I'm not being
She
horrible, I'm
really
just saying she's
enjoyed the
famous for
novel
loving
as it were.
cakes.
Yes, and I did obviously bribe her with a massive box of vanilla slices.
Now, you say you're not mucking about, and that because it's not a... You know, it's got humorous sort of elements to it, but it's not a comedy book, is it?
No, it gets quite bleak. I mean, it depends how dark your sense of humour is as to whether you laughed at it or not. Not, haven't you?
I've got 3 of them. I'm so worried, having read your book.
I don't blame you.
Because these teenage boys are rotten.
They are hideous. No, I have a very good painting that a friend did that sort of views into, you know, a few years'
Maybe
time.
a bit later on.
Do you do quite a lot of banter with the audience in your stand-up? What's the nature of the show?
I'm a writer.
They don't necessarily know what to expect from the
No.
book, but good luck with
They'll
it.
find out.
Thank you.
A couple of minutes past 9, Niall Rodgers, founder of disco group Chic, will be here, and the producer of so many other massive names. He's coming in to talk to us. But first, before he arrives, here's a quick last look at what's happening where you are. See you in a minute. So here he is, Niall Rodgers, widely thought of as one of the greatest producers of his generation. He's worked on hits for everyone, including Madonna, Duran Duran, Daft Punk.
He's also had huge success with his own band Chic back in the disco 1970s heyday.
You were doing the air guitar.
Yeah, well, I can't help it.
And Susanna seemed to know
She
every
knew the
single
songs,
word.
and she was in key.
Oh, was
Which is-
I?
and you
Oh,
were,
good.
you were-
And hopefully, because that
Well,
would
no,
interfere
they're
with-
back a bit. But
I love the notion. You mentioned all those guys who were playing alongside.
And we
you're
smoked them.
competitive. But you actually think, you know, we go on stage.
Look at the reviews. We smoked them.
At this point. Not now, not today.
Then I was 19.
Because there was Big Bird, and I mean, it must have been quite an odd
It
environment.
was unbelievable. And it was like a jazz musician with a white woman. You didn't see a white man with a black woman.
For example, we mentioned Madonna.
Yeah.
How does someone like that compare with someone like Diana Ross? I mean, do you ever
When you
do
say
that?
compare-
You give us a hit list. Are you prepared to give us the biggest diva? You may well love them the most, but who's come to you with the biggest kind of diva reputation?
Sorry.
That's pretty diva-esque.
That is diva. That is definitely diva.
She didn't storm out saying, I'm off, I've had it, no one tells me I don't
Well,
sing.
she did really early in the
Okay,
morning
yeah.
in Los Angeles.
It'd probably be unfair.
In Los Angeles,
It
probably
would be
about
10
really
past
want to do
1.
that,
It's 10 past, that's right, yeah. Well, you've got...
Can you believe
Yes,
it?
I remember.
And I'm the guy, if you had asked anyone back in those days, who's the first to go?
It takes place Friday the 27th till Sunday the 29th of July, and Chic headline. Thanks so much for your company this morning. We've got to say goodbye. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Have a great day.